Hello everybody, it's Sunday the 24th of May. I'm Nola and I'm sitting in my office on the Gold Coast in Queensland. I used to live in New South Wales. I was born in Sydney and for so many decades I would say New South Wales. I apologise for that. When I was thinking this weekend about something to go forward with as a peace bite, I had a conversation this morning. I had a Zoom brunch for me, happy hour for a friend of mine in Colorado, and we spent 2 hours together on Zoom, and it was really, really special. It was a lot of fun, and the 2 hours went by really quickly. And some of the conversation sort of headed down a path of quite deep and meaningful stuff, and in other parts of the conversation it was very lighthearted. And the thing that I came away with reflecting on that conversation and a few things that have happened this week is that when we keep things light and we keep things up tempo and we look to positive outcomes, then we are generally going to achieve those positive outcomes. When we get stuck in a negative dialogue, that's when we can prevent positive change being realized. And fundamental to that is what I was talking about a couple of days ago, which is a positive mindset. Now, people who have a negative mindset will always see the bad in a situation. They will always say, oh, well, we'll wait and see what happens, and oh, well, that's just the way it is. And they tend to have very much a victim mindset and it's all too hard. But also, what I've noticed in my life, people with negative energies and negative mindset tend to be really cluttered in their heads. And in my first book, No Boxing Allowed, there's a quote in the latter part of the book that simply says, simplify and unclutter your mind to simplify and uncomplicate your life. And that's what I talk about when I teach people how to exfoliate the stuff they don't need. So in other words, get rid of the emotional baggage, start thinking about positive for themselves, and that realization, the positive visioning that you need in order to be able to realize a much better outcome in life. Now, when I had my Zoom conversation this morning, I then had to dive into my computer, and I spent the better part of, well, it's now nearly 8 o'clock Australia time in the evening, and I've spent the better part of 8 hours finalising a couple of documents to be sent to somebody. And that was a really important thing for me to get done this weekend. I'd promised that I would do it. I'd made an undertaking that I would do it, and I have to be back working for a client at 8 a.m. in the morning anyway. So I knew that it needed to be done. I put a lot of other things aside. But what I did when I was getting to that point of hitting go on the email, I decided that no matter what, I would find somewhere where I could buy myself a treat. So I went to the local 7-Eleven and I bought myself a Ben & Jerry's. Now, the only one they had was a dairy-free, and whilst I wouldn't normally pay $14 for something like this, it was better than a few of the alternatives, and it allows me to have at least a couple of bites out of this tonight, and then I'll save the rest for another time. But this is so critical when I haven't had a Ben & Jerry's for God knows how long, and I wasn't going to say no. I deserved a little reward, and I went and got myself that reward. It's not a big deal. It's not going to be earth-shattering because it was $14 for a tiny little tub of ice cream, but it's certainly going to be my reward to me and purely to me for a job well done. Think about the unclutter your mind to uncomplicate your life this week. If you find yourself getting in a rut in your head, think of things that you might want to be able to just let go of while you sleep. And let's regroup at the end of the week I'd love to hear how you go. So please email us and make comments. You can contact me through the website. I look forward to hearing from you. Like and subscribe if you wish. I'll see you later. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.